Wait lang, sir. Okay. Good morning to all our school heads, administrators, and fellow teacher coaches, and other guests, coaches here in Aklan. Welcome to our fifth session of our series of webinars entitled Coaching Beyond Sport. To start with, let us invite the presence of the Lord with a prayer to be given by Ma'am Nanette Sithar. Ma'am Nanette.
Mute dali lang. Okay. Good morning. Before we start our webinar today, may we all pause for a moment and feel the presence of God as we say our morning prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty God, our Father, we praise and thank you for this day. You have given us another opportunity to appreciate life and to fulfill our mission as your instruments of peace and progress. Please pardon us for our shortcomings. Help us to amend our iniquities. May we learn to pattern our lives through your Son's example. Save and protect us, O Lord, for this COVID-19 pandemic. Father, bless all our endeavors, especially today's Coaches Beyond Sports webinar. Guide us in our decisions, guide us in our discussions, especially Coach Joseph Enrique Uichico. Enlighten our minds in every decision that we make. Give us your grace that we may effectively do our parts as teacher coaches and as public servants. Please bless our plans, projects, and programs for sports for Team Aklan so that we may achieve our goals for your greater glory. All this we ask in Jesus' name through the intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Amen. In the name of the
Amen.
Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good morning, everyone. Coach Joseph, good morning.
Good morning, Ma'am.
Morning.
Thank you very much for your opening prayer.
Okay, now so we are seeing other coaches, the president of other basketball clubs here in Calibo. So welcome, Sir John Valeriano. So let us now hear a words of encouragement to be given by Ma'am Rebecca R. Ebareta, our athletic manager, education program supervisor in MAPE. Sir, ma'am.
Hello, sir. Thank you, Coach Perry. Good morning, everyone. To our beloved schools division superintendent, Miguel Mac, the opposing, Eddie Seso 5. To our distinguished guest and speaker for today's session, Coach Joseph Enrique Jong Uichico, assistant coach of the Philippine men's basketball team. And of course, to all our benevolent resource speakers who are based in Manila and in the other parts of the country who share their expertise in the field of coaching. In behalf of Schools Division of Aklan, my heartfelt thanks and gratitude from the bottom of my heart. To our division sports coordinator, Sir Vic A. Sopetran, my partner, our assistant athletic managers, Sir Joseph Neil E. Carmen and Sir Jim I. Regno. I would like to say good morning also to Father Shawi Oliva, Principal of the St. Joseph's Academy. Siyempre sa ating punong abala, sa kauna-unahang sports webinar dito sa Division of Aklan, the Division Sports Coordinator of Ibahay East, and the Tournament Manager in Basketball, Sir Ray Emmanuel Solano. Maaari ko bang marinig ang inyong masigabong palakpakan? Pakibukas naman ang inyong mga audio at palakpakan natin si Sir Ray for a job well done. Ayan, ang lakas-lakas si Ray, parang nakakabingi ang lakas ng palakpakan. To the supportive district, district sports coordinators in the Division of Aklan, the hardworking coaches, active participants, friends, ladies and gentlemen, Good morning. Today marks the last of the 4 sessions, or I say 5 ba? Sorry, of our coaching webinar entitled Coaching, 5, no, last of the 5 sessions of our coaching webinar entitled Coaching Beyond Sports. And I am very sure that our participants gained a lot of knowledge, skills, and techniques in coaching, and not to mention the excitement and the opportunity of meeting virtually, talking and asking questions directly to our resource speakers who are known personalities in the field of sports. Seeing and hearing them, though not face to face, getting firsthand information as they share their ideas and personal experiences, and bringing them together in one coaching webinar is a rare opportunity for all of us. And for that, we are truly lucky in the school's division of Aklan for having them. Finding a strong internet connectivity, as mentioned by Coach Jong a while ago, power interruption, and the busy schedule of everyone as we prepare for the opening of classes are the challenges that we encounter. But we believe that the love for sports gives everyone the strength and the determination to hurdle the problems that may come our way and to find solutions to them. So Sir Ray, Emmanuel Solano, and staff, congratulations and 2 thumbs up for a job well done. And to our
Thank you,
dear
ma'am.
coaches, yes, and participants, let us give our 101% attention and active participation in this coaching webinar. If you have questions, queries, ideas to share, please don't hesitate to say so. As I have said, this is a rare opportunity, so let's grab it. Before I end, let me share to you this saying by John Wooden. A good coach can change a game. A great coach can change a life. Thank you, and once again, good morning, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much for that, Ma'am Rebecca Ibarreta. So is Sir Vic around? Parang nawawala si Sir Vic sa line.
Yes, Sir Vic, andyan. Sir
Okay.
Vic.
So before we formally give you Coach Jong, so let us hear first Sir Victor, our Division Sports Coordinator, to give his message. Sir Vic? I cannot see Sir Vic po. Sir Ray,
Sir Vic.
parang nag-out.
Wag it. Sige.
Okay.
Doon
So
na
let's
lang.
go back to Sir Vic later, maybe. So to give a short introduction to our speaker for today. So we are very happy to have him, but before that, let's give a short introduction to be given by Sir Ray Solano.
Thank you, Sir Sperry. Good morning, everyone. Our invited guest for today's session with our Coaching Beyond Sports, a coaches webinar for teacher coaches. Is the former assistant coach of the Philippine men's basketball team, a 9 times PBA Champion Coach, a 2 times PBA Coach of the Year, 2 times PBA All-Star Head Coach, and now the head of SBP Coaches Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Jong and Coach Joseph Enrique Jong Uichico.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Sir Ray, for making all this
Good morning, Sir
possible.
Coach.
Good morning, everybody. Ma'am Rebecca, thank you for your speech. Sir Vic, wala pa mamaya, and Coach Perry for your hosting the show. All right, and thank you very much, all participants. Tamang-tama, I hope we all had our breakfast already, and this is a very welcome to start our day with basketball. All right, magandang umaga sa inyo lahat. Today, I will talk about basic fundamentals and skills development. Tamang-tama because we are all DepEd teachers and alam natin ang tinuturuan natin ay yung mga grassroots, which fundamentals in the grassroots level is very important. Parang nagtuturo kayo ng grade 1 or grade 2, yung foundation ng bata ay importante. Not only sa basketball, kagaya sabi ni Ma'am Rebecca, sa buhay din, you will shape them into being better persons or citizens, not only better and good basketball players. All right? So if you have any questions, I'm sure Sir Coach Sperry will be able to just write in the chat box and or write it down later on, and then we will try to answer your questions the best way I can. All right, let us move on. I will start to share my screen already. Host, disabled, attendee. Sir Perry, can you have me share my screen? Tama ba yun, Sir Perry? Tama?
Yes, po. Okay na po, Coach.
All right, very good. Ooh, wait, ha? Okay. Right, share. All right, here we go. Maliit ba? O gusto yung lakihan natin? Yan. All right.
Yes, po.
So
Okay na
here
po.
we are. All right. So basic fundamental skills and development. As I said, I said earlier that this is a very important foundation and development for all grassroots players and coaches to learn. All right. Teaching offensive skills. We do not at the grassroots level, especially at the age of maybe 10 and under and 10 and under and 2 and under, hindi kami, we do not emphasize too much on defense. We emphasize more on the offensive skills. And if you read this through, it is through learning and execution of the fundamentals, wait, huh? Okay, of the fundamentals that players will develop their individual skills. So that means if they are learning, we should be teaching them the right execution of the fundamentals because kailangan matuto sila eh. Unang-una is the theoretical to learn, and then the next is the practical, which is to execute. But if we as coaches or teachers do not teach them, then they will be executing the wrong individual skills. And the only way to develop their individual skills is through proper repetition. Paulit-ulit lang yan, maski na araw-araw paulit-ulit, pero gagawin natin ng tama. Pag mali ang turo natin, ang pinapractice nila is mali rin. So make sure we know this one. So through their learning and execution of the proper fundamentals, that the players will develop the individual skills. And the only way to develop their basketball skills is through proper execution. All right. Now, there are two categories of offensive skills. One is on the ball and one is off the ball. Let me first discuss the on the ball. Okay, what are the skills of on the ball? Marami. One of them is passing. I will not go through the techniques of passing. If what do you say? If you want to go in a more detailed technique or learning or instructional, please go to the Samahan ng Basketball Facebook page and click videos. All the techniques on how to pass, how to shoot, is all there. Kasi naka-video yun eh. It will be very hard to teach through text, through a context style. It has to be shown and it has to be watched, aside from it being read. So go there. But there are some points of emphasis in passing. All right. First of all is do not make the pass difficult. or do not make, just make the easy open pass. Do not make the pass difficult. Just make the simple pass to the open man. As you see sometimes kasi the young players want to be too fancy, and that is not, that being fancy is not being effective. All right. There are, yes, some in the NBA back pass, or but sometimes it will be used, but sometimes it is overused. Nagiging fancy na imbis na nagiging simple basketball. Remember that when we are in the amateur, we are more of developmental rather than entertainment. NBA is more entertainment also. All right. Now, the next emphasis is use pass. If you use pass fakes, if you always see hear the term or the phrase, do not telegraph the pass. Sinasabihan ng mga announcer, do not telegraph the pass. That means you disguise your pass by using the ball fake. If you want to pass to your right, make sure you ball fake to your left first and then pass to your right. If you want to pass to your left, try to fake to the right and pass to the left. Or if you want to make a bounce pass up to make a bounce pass, and vice versa. All right, but you don't have to use the fake all the time. Just know that it is there to use the pass fake or the ball fake to not, so that kasi minsan yung mata natin, alam na ng kalaban natin, doon natin ipapasa. So that is the meaning of telegraph. Do not give away your pass. All right. Use chest passes on the break. Sometimes we use the bounce pass on the full court. That is why in my full court passing drill, I do not use the bounce pass. I always use the chest pass because it is faster and harder to steal the ball. All right. So when you do your full court passing drill, make sure you use the chest pass. All right. Okay. All right. I put here, use the dribble to create the passing angle because I know it is not part of passing, but dribbling to a right angle is also part of passing the ball. All right, and then use the bounce pass into the paint or into the post. Make yung crisp passes. Do not make the floater pass or yung mabagal na pasa, and make sure it is away from the defender, and do not jump and pass. So these are points of emphasis that you should tell the players. It is not necessarily technique, but these are points of emphasis that you should always instruct your players to do, especially when you see them passing the wrong way, aside from being in the technique. And again, I said, make sure you practice full court passing and also half court passing. All right. Okay, what is the next? Shooting. All right. First of all, what you should tell your players is know your range. Minsan gusto nila 3-point shooting kaagad eh. Hindi pa nga sila nakaka-shoot ng 10 feet away from the basket. Gusto nila 22 feet away from the basket, which is natural. But that is why when we are teaching the grassroots, always dun muna tayo sa malapit, tapos palabas tayo ng palabas. Alright? Paunti tayo ng paunti. And eventually you should tell them what their good shot is and what a good shot is not. And that is through experience already. Be square to the basket. Kailangan your shoulders are always parallel to the basket. It is not necessarily a technique, but it is an emphasis that your shoulders should be square to the basket. Lift the elbow through, follow through, and reach for the basket. That is a little bit of a technique. All right? Get power from the legs, catch the ball. Kailangan catch the ball, get into the shot area, and shoot. Kasi minsan, we like to gather, and we like to take so much time before shooting. By the time, the person is there already. So catch, get into the shooting area, and shoot. And most important is practice shooting as if you were in the game. We call that game shots. Okay, we don't say, okay, let's go shooting. No, we say always game shots so that we practice what we will be shooting in the game. All right, so again, shooting, which is the most, probably shooting is the most important skill in basketball because it's the one that scores points in the basket. So kailangan, again, the shooting skill should be practiced properly. That is why the technique in shooting is very important, which again, I will repeat, tingnan natin sa samahan ng basketball ng Pilipinas. Facebook page. And shooting does not only mean shooting from the outside, it also means shooting layup. Importante rin ang layup. Kasi minsan tayo, ang gusto natin, 3-point shot kagad. Sabi ko na kanina, kailangan practicein muna natin yung layup. Layup, lalo na sa mga bata. Layup, layup, layup. All kinds of drills for the layup. Right? Okay, now, so nag-practice na tayo ng passing, nag-practice na tayo ng shooting. Siyempre, ang susunod natin is dribbling. But before we go into the dribbling, kailangan meron tayong mga ball handling drills so that we will be more comfortable with dribbling. Hindi tayo pwede dribbling kaagad. And these are some of the drills that you can do to your PE class or to your coaches, to your players na grassroots. Simpleng-simple lang naman ito. All right, ball handling drills is not a dribbling drill. It is a drill that teaches the hand and eye coordination and pampalakas ng mga kamay. All right, ball slap is it's a ball slap. All right, it's what it is what it is called. You just slap the ball into your hands. Malakas, boom, 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 and then ball pinch meaning you use your fingertips to touch the ball, fingertips. All right, ball pack, same thing, but you have your hands outstretched. Body circle, the ball, you just round the ball in your body, clockwise and counterclockwise from legs to waist to head. All right, and then figure 8, it is what it means. Figure 8 inside and out. Football height will be harder to describe, but you look at it in the YouTube. And the side catch, all right? You just throw the ball and then you just, it's a drill where you just catch it on the side. All right, so now you have ball handling drills to strengthen the kids' hands and comfortability with the ball. Then now you go to dribbling drills. All right, these are not dribbling moves, they are dribbling drills. All right, typewriter meaning you just use your fingers to dribble the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kaya typewriter yon, left and right. And then the right knee dribble, you put it inside your right knee, right hand, right knee, clockwise, counterclockwise, left knee, left hand, clockwise, counterclockwise. And then figure 8, instead of figure 8 going in and out, you will go figure 8 going in and out via the dribble. All right, clockwise, inside and outside. All right, and then now you have the figure 8 dribbling while walking. All right, then you have the spider drill where it is it's hard to describe. All right, but you can look at it in the YouTube. So before you go to your dribbling moves, you have to teach them first these drills para maging komportable sila sa when they start dribbling. All right, now let us go through now what moves can you make. Ano mga galaw pwedeng gawin pag nag-dribble na kayo? Usually this happens sa full court. Okay, usually this happens sa full court kasi these moves, pag ginawa nyo itong moves na to, pag tinuro, it helps you get away from your defender. Kasi minsan uso ngayon yung pressure defense. How do you take away the pressure from you? Etong mga ibang galaw na pwede nyong gawin o ituro sa mga bata to try to get away from the defender that is pressuring you. Okay, stop and go. Stop and go is stop and go. The way it is. Go. Unang-una, syempre, kasi mayroon naman yung go and stop. Okay, stop and go. So, just dribble hard with the right and stop. Yun lang yun. Just dribble to the right and stop. Syempre, pag nag-hard dribble kayo to your right, syempre, didepensahan kayo nung defender. And then, if you stop a little bit, hihinto rin yung depensa. Pag hinto ng depensa, medyo baka nakarelax na siya ng konti, again, you go. So, stop and go, stop and go. Alright? A little tip dito is, alright, the offensive players must explode. Kailangan explosive, hindi pwedeng mabagal. Alright? So, kailangan bilisan natin. And do not put the ball on your side. Kasi if you put the ball on your side, it does not gain any advantage. kailangan itulak nyo yung bola sa harap ninyo but still being under control. Alright? And then, again, stay low. Huwag kayong tatayo because before dribbling the ball, you have to remember the triple threat position is always low. Do not stand up because standing up will lose you a second before you start dribbling again. Again, because staying low will maximize your quickness and keep the ball under your control. All right? Parang fake move lang yan eh. Stop and then fake, go. Go, fake, stop. Parang ganon. So, parang medyo you are faking off your defender. Akala hihinto ka pero pinaparelax ka lang tapos and then you go again. And this is a good drill also to teach the players change of pace. Because when you play basketball, whether you are with the ball or without the ball, the change of pace is very important. Dapat natututunan ng bata yan. Basketball is not a one-pace game. It is a change of pace game. All right? So stop and go is one of those moves. Now, the next is the crossover dribble. The crossover dribble is a counter to the stop and go dribble. Because pag nag-go ka, and hindi ka makadiretso, that means binara ka ng defender. Pag binara ka ng defender in a straight line, you can use the crossover dribble from right to left or left to right depending on which hand you use the straight dribble or the stop and go dribble. So when that happens, gamit ka ng crossover. So basketball again is not only a change of pace, but it is also a change of direction game from left to right, front to back, diagonal, and parallel. So, puro change of direction yan. Hindi diretso at saka likod lang. Marami tayong left to right, front to back, side to side. So, basketball is a game of change of direction, and a crossover dribble is a good way to change direction, making the defender difficult to defend you. All right? So, counters na to. Pag hindi umubra yung stop and go dribble, use your crossover move. And then you just read this. The technique is there. Again, go back to the Samahan ng Basketball ng Pilipinas Facebook page for proper technique and demonstration. Right? So again, these are counter move. The next counter move, you can also use a reverse dribble instead of a crossover dribble. Okay? I hope you know. Now, in the Samahan ng Basketball of Pilipinas Facebook page, remember, I might be using terms that you do not or might not understand now or later on. The terms, some of the terms that I use here will be explained in this Facebook page. All right? Because now, if you have a question on what the term means, then I'm willing to answer that later on. Okay, so reverse dribble. So imbis na crossover ang gagamitin natin after the stop and go is reverse dribble, meaning you will turn your back to the defender and then spin. You can also use this as the spin dribble. And this is the technique of using the spin dribble. Medyo nowadays, the only problem with this reverse or spin dribble is it is susceptible to trapping because you are turning your back to the play. That is ang drawback nitong reverse dribble. Because nowadays, uso ang trapping ngayon. So one of their keys to trapping is if he loses vision on the floor. Pag nakatalikod na siya, go and trap. That is one of the keys in trapping defenses. And reverse dribble will invite the trap. So medyo ingat lang tayo dito sa reverse dribble when we use it. All right? Those are the three just very basic moves that we can teach our players. And the other basic moves is the fake reverse. Kunyari, magre-reverse tayo pero if fake lang natin, then we come back to where we came from. The pullback dribble is also a very effective dribble wherein we go, stop, and then pull back. That means you are trying to create space between you and your defender. Kaya pull back. And then you use the crossover or the stop and go move again. Pinagsasama-sama na natin yun. Yung mga different dribbles which you should practice in the game. In practice, yung mga full court. Okay, stop and go, tapos crossover, tapos pull back, tapos reverse. So hinahalo-halo nyo na ngayon para mas maraming moves, dribble moves ang natututunan ng player natin. Alright? The inside-out dribble is also a fake crossover dribble. Alright? It is also called the fake crossover dribble when you fake a crossover but you keep the ball on the same hand in an in and out motion. Alright? Okay? Do we can we follow on that one? If you have any questions later on, all right, I will answer it. Or better yet, I can since I will move already to no. All right. Okay, we got that other moves. Now, another move on the ball. Okay, before that we have dribbling moves. Now we have moves on the catch. All right? We have moves on the catch. All right? Okay. Did I miss something? Excuse me, huh? Oh, okay. Now we have moves on the catch. All right. Differentiate the moves on the dribble and moves on the catch. Moves on the dribble are moves that when you are already dribbling. Moves on the catch are moves that you do when you catch the ball. Usually, this happens on the half court. Pag nasa half court kayo, pag nakuha nyo na pag nakuha nyo na yung bola, ano ang gagawin natin? Alright, one move is the strong side drive. Meaning, we execute a jab step. Remember when we jab step, all right, again, if this word is unfamiliar to you, you let me know later on. But the jab step is a quick step fake. If you are going to your right, you want to jab step to your right with your right foot, all right? So, now, if the defender's hind foot, yung foot behind, does not react, then you continue the long step dribble. Longer step dribble. It's very similar to the stop and go, but this time you are in the half court. All right? So that is the strong side drive. So if you, and make sure when we catch the ball all the time, we are always in triple threat situation. Do not be standing up. I hope you know what the triple threat position is, and we are always in triple threat position when we catch the ball so that we can go either shoot, pass, or dribble. Right? Now, the jab step, you can also execute it going left. Okay? Left, 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 jab step left. All right? Now, the next move is the crossover step. All right. Once you catch the ball, jab step. All right? Jab step. If the player reacts to the jab step, meaning dinipensahan na niya yung jab step, then you can use the crossover step. Cross your right, going to your left, and then dribble with your left hand. That is the simplest way to explain it. Or jab step to your left. If the defense reacts, you cross over your left foot to your right foot and dribble with your right, going to the basket. Right? Remember, okay? There are some coaches that do not teach the ball going with the jab step. I like to teach the players the ball going with the jab step. Parang ginagalaw mo. Because there are some defenders that follow the ball. There are some defenders that follow the foot. So, if that is the case, then might as well move the foot and move the ball also so that they can, you hit two birds with one stone in the crossover step. All right. Remember that very progressive progression to. Remember the progression that I am doing here, from strong drive to jab step crossover to jab step jump shot. This is a progression, all right? Jab step, if you use your jab step and the and the defender bites on the jump step, you can just step back and shoot the jump shot. And these are drills that you should do. If you jump step with your left, if you are left-handed, and then the defender bites on the jump step, you can step back and shoot the jump shot. Or you can jump step, use the crossover step. So it is a progression that players should practice every day under one-on-one moves. Importante sa offensive skill ang one-on-one moves and reading the defense. Remember, when you are doing one-on-one moves, all right, when you are doing one-on-one moves, sometimes your read is wrong, but it's okay. Just as long as you are trying to read. Hindi naman 100% ang basa ng opensa sa depensa. So just make them read. All right? Now remember, it's important always when you dribble is maintain your balance. Okay? Key points in dribbling. Emphasize to your players the key points in your dribbling. Stay low, keep your head up. Why do you want to keep your head up? Because you want to see what is happening on the floor. Be under control because you might be at full speed, but you cannot stop and go. You are out of control. That means you cannot make the right decision if you are not under control. All right. Now, attacking the defender. Kasi minsan, pag nagdi-dribble tayo, palayo tayo. Huwag tayong palayo pag nagdi-dribble. When we are dribbling, if you are going away, that means you are not attacking the defender. All right? You are probably trying to get a better passing angle. There's a difference. But when you're attacking the defender, attack the defender. Attack the basket, attack the defender. Do not try to avoid yun, yung palayo ka. It does not give you an advantage if you go away from the defender. Attack him and try to put him behind you. May drill yan. Attack, put him behind you, and then attack the basket. All right? Ito, I just said this, is go somewhere with your dribble. If you are not attacking to the basket, you are trying to get a better angle on the pass to your teammate. That is what you are doing. If you are just dribbling to dribble the ball, then don't dribble the ball anymore. Just pass the ball. All right? Again, dribble with the... If you are right-handed, make sure... I know sometimes it is hard to dribble, hard to have the same dribbling skills if you are right-handed and left-handed. But try to do the best you can in habulin natin yung kaliwa sa kanan. Kasi mahirap naman ng puro kanan. Kailangan matuto rin tayo ng kaliwa. So, use your left. If you are right-handed, use also your left. Lalo na in practice. Anyway, wala ka naman ginagawa. So, use your left hand in practice and try to make it equal as much as possible. All right? Now, close the gap. Yun ang ibig ko sabihin when we say attack the defender. Try to close the gap between you and the defender when you are attacking the basket so that you can use your body to give you advantage. All right? Again, here we use. Protect the ball with the body and offhand, push the ball in front of you. Use your change of pace, speed, and direction. And then practice repeatedly in the open court. Ibig sabihin full court. Practicein natin lahat ng dribbling skills natin sa full court. Wag lang sa half court. Because ang half court, maybe the most dribble you might have is 3 or 4. But in the full court, you will have maybe at least 10 dribbles. And then it improves your handles on the basketball. That is my talk on the ball offensive skills. I will go now to off the ball offensive skills. Do you have any questions? We can go question and answer again later after the talk. But do you have any questions on the ball? Yung may hawak ng bola.
Teacher coaches, do you have other questions?
If there are no questions on the ball, then we move on.
Okay, so coach.
All right, we're good. All right. Now, the second category of offensive skill is off the ball. Yung off the ball skill is the most undertaught skill in basketball. Yung off the ball. Puro tayo on the ball. Teachers or coaches, we always teach our kids puro on the ball. How to dribble, how to shoot, how to pass, how to receive, which is correct. Tama nga naman yun. But we should also teach on how to play without the basketball. All right. Because isa lang naman ang basketball. Eh. Ang point dyan is isa lang naman ang basketball. So, 5 ang player sa basketball court. Tama? So, pag may isang may hawak ng bola, anong gagawin ng 4 na walang bola? Manonood sa basketball? Hindi sila pwedeng manood sa basketball. Kailangan gumagalaw sila. Wag nilang panoorin ng basket. Wag nilang panoorin. That's why I'm sure you have been watching NBA, there is a lot of movement going on. May hawak ng bola si Butler, pero merong gumagalaw dito sa side na to, may gumagalaw, either they screen, they cut, pero bihira tayong nakakakita ng nakatayo. Unless, shot clock going down na nagwa one-on-one na. Alright. So, what cuts can you do? First of all is we have to use the V-cut. Okay? The V-cut is a move so that you can get open para makatanggap ka ng bola. Pag hindi ka nag-V-cut, madali kang ma-deny. V-cut is V-cut. Just make the letter V towards the basketball. Parang V-cut. Alright? And that is one cut that you should, may hawak si LeBron James. Wala naman siyang one-on-one. So try to make the V-cut to reverse to receive the basketball. All right, what you can do also is pass and cut. When you pass the ball to LeBron James, kumat ka kagad. Pag mo panoorin yun. Or you can pass and screen if you want to pass and screen. But do not stand and watch. So pass and cut. Or pag may hawak si LeBron James ng bola, may nakita kang butas sa paint, kumat ka kagad doon sa paint. That is what you call straight cut or basket cut. All right? Just cut to the basket. If you have an open lane to the basket, just cut. If you do not receive the pass, then move out again on the perimeter. All right? Now, another cut is called the backdoor cut or back cut, meaning if you are being denied, yung nag-B-cut ka na tapos naka-overplay pa yung depensa mo, doon ka na, backdoor cut. Minsan parang doon ka sa likod dumaan. That's what it says. Backdoor cut via the backdoor. Alright? Doon ka sa likod dumaan, hindi ka sa main entrance. Doon ka sa back entrance. That is called the backdoor cut if you are being overplayed. Alright? Now, those are cuts without screens. Basta lang, ad-lib lang. Kung anong pwede mong gawin. 4 na yun na pwede mong gusto mong gawin. So, wala ka naman nakita rong pass and stand. Wala ka naman nakitang pass and stand. Wala ka naman nakitang stand. Ang nakita mo lang doon, puro cut. Cut, cut, cut. Ibig sabihin, gumalaw ka ng gumalaw. Alright. Ngayon, sabihin ng coach natin na screen. Basta pass and screen. Yan, you can pass and screen away. Huwag tayong purong screen sa bola. This is pass and screen away, not screen the ball. Ang nakikita natin sa TV, puro screen the ball. Screen away. Alright. Ano ibig sabihin ng pop? Pop, ginamit ko lang yung screen at natanggap ko ng bola, jump shot ako. Yun. Gumamit ako ng screen, medyo curl. Medyo semi-circle ako going to the basket. Pwede kong gawin yon. Flare. Pwedeng, kunyari, gagamitin ko yung screen, pero nagpunta ako away from the basketball for the pass. Alright? Ito, may backdoor naman ako. Kunyari, gagamitin ko yung screen, pero bumakat ako. Alright? Those are the what do you call that? The cuts that you can do on a one-on-one or off the screen, because games now are into the motion type of game. Galaw, galaw, galaw. Motion, galaw, galaw. Hindi may nagwa one-on-one pero tuloy-tuloy ang galaw nila. All right? I have a very short talk, but I want us to ask questions so that we can we can have a question and answer. All right, you can ask me questions on the topic or you can ask me questions outside of the topic para matuto tayong lahat. So this is my Facebook page. Please like it, and Instagram. And don't forget, pumasok tayo and my Instagram. And don't forget, pasok tayo sa Samahan ng Basketball ng Pilipinas, Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas page. So that we have, I think, 11 or 12 modules there of level 1, from ball handling, passing, shooting, dribbling, team concept, fast break, practice plan. Kompleto yun for level 1 coaches. And I know that you will learn a lot if you get into the page. Anytime naman yun, 1 hour. It's short videos, like 5, 10 minutes, 20-minute videos at the most. And marami tayong matututunan. All right, thank you very much, Coach Sperry. And maybe we can host us for the question and answer.
Okay. So thank you for that, Coach. It was very refreshing, and at the same time, habang nasa pandemic tayo, so na-remind tayo of the basic skills. But hopefully, nasa live tayo, no, para mas nakita natin kung paano yun gawin. But this time, so we're going to allow our coaches, our teacher coaches here inside the Zoom to directly ask question to Sir or to Coach Chot. So just unmute your audio and you can ask directly from him. So to facilitate, Coach, I have a question.
Yeah.
I have this experience that sa mga players ko, meron talagang masisipag maglaro, no? Meron tayong parati siyang nauuna sa practice, tapos willing to learn. But minsan kasi nakikita din natin na yung sa bata, parang ang hirap talaga turuan. So paano kaya yun, Coach, i-manage pag gano'n? Nakikita naman natin yung potential, yung willingness, but sometimes parang kung sasayaw ba, ang taktog ba yan, yung parang kalabete lahat yung yung
Well, syempre, as coaches and teachers, are we good? As coaches and teachers, our obligation, our job, our obligation, our mandate is to teach. All right, is to teach, is to coach. Coach is teaching, teaching is coaching. That is our mandate. Hindi naman sinabi sa atin na mamili tayo ng tuturuan. So ako, magaling ka man, hindi, mahilig yung basketball sa iyo o hindi, kung gusto mong matuto, is I will teach you. That is our mandate. Mandate natin as coaches and teachers. You know that you are teachers. You have probably 40 people in the class. And you cannot, there will be some brighter than the other, but it should not stop you from teaching the less, the less intelligent or the less gifted, or basta masipag yung bata. And then it is your duty to give him time so that he can learn the best way he can. Eventually naman, I'm sure he will improve. If he doesn't improve, then at least you did your obligation as a coach and as a teacher.
So yung nangyari kasi noon, Coach, is that nag-train naman siya and then umabot na siya sa senior, parang hindi ko pa rin siya nakuha sa top 15 varsity members. So yun, so I just talked to him that we really need to have this set of players so that we can at least, we can have a good spot in the league. But
sure, yeah.
yung ano ko lang doon is yung kung na-encourage ko ba siya or na-discourage ko ba siya. But still now, parati naman siya nagko-contact sa akin, nagko-communicate.
No, I think you did the right job. You still tinoach mo pa rin siya, tinuruan mo pa rin siya, you still spend time, but at the end of the day, you will have to make a decision whether he is in or out at the end of the day. And the best way is to just be honest. Yun ang pinaka Yun ang pinaka best, because syempre ang buhay, sabi nga ni Ma'am Rebecca kanina, that sabi nga ni John Wooden, good coaches, but great coaches, we are an influence in life sa mga bata. So yung pinagdaanan ng batang yun, in my opinion, will make him a stronger person. Kasi talaga nagpursige, but it also teaches him that sometimes life is not fair. Maski na ganong kahirap ang gawin natin, sometimes it does not fall our way. And I will just have to move on. That is what you are teaching him. Diba? Yun lang yun. So, it's a life basketball or sports for that matter teaches a lot of life lessons.
Thank you
That's a
for
good
that,
job,
Coach.
Coach Perry. That's good. Just be honest.
Thank you, Coach.
Unless Coach Perry, baka may player ka dyan, hindi nagpa-practice, tapos kinuha mo. Ibang usapan yon.
Hindi naman ko. But sometimes it happens because of the spontaneous of invitation of leagues. If you do not have time to practice, you just really need to pick skilled players than those who are.
Yeah, that's the balance. The balance there is that is always hard to find the balance. Kasi ito nagpa-practice, and then ito magaling pero hindi nagpa-practice, assuming lang, di ba? So the balance there, the balance is very important also. Minsan mahirap maghanap ng balance. Just do the best you can.
Thank you for that, Coach. Other questions, teachers? I know you have questions. Just unmute your audio and ask Coach Jong directly. If you are really shy, you can leave your questions in our chat box so that I can.
Sir Perry, pwedeng. Sir Perry.
Oh, Coach, sir.
Pwedeng may tanong lang po ako kay Kwan. Kay Coach Jong.
Okay po.
Coach Jong, hello.
Yes, good morning. Who is talking? Sir Danny.
Morning.
All right.
Ako po ay nagtuturo sa elementary.
I didn't hear. Hindi ko marinig. Yan, medyo na
Coach Danny, unmute. Okay po. Okay ulit po.
Signal niya yata ang
Okay
Go ahead,
na.
Sir Danny. Good.
Sir Danny, please, lang po, type na lang po.
Magandang po, Sir Jong. Saan na pwede turo sa
Sir Danny?
Yeah, if you can
pwede
type
po
it
sa chat box na lang po kasi parang mahina po yung signal para mas maitanong natin ng mas maganda kay Coach Jong yung question.
Okay, sige. Okay.
Parang mahina kasi
po. So I'm willing to answer it. Just put in the chat box.
Okay. Tapos ako na lang po yung mag-a-ask kay Coach Jong.
Yeah.
So while Sir Danny is preparing his questions, other teachers would like to ask. Ayan po. Sir Neil. Good morning.
Yes, Coach. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Reading your record in basketball as a president or the of SBP Coaches Association, one of the pronouncement I've heard from you is that while we Filipino are very fond of basketball, we seems to have that backyard basketball because the structure does not really trickle down to the grassroots. I've also read in your
yes.
that you have around 50 provinces where you go to train coaches, and I think Aklan is not one of those. We have really that problem with when it comes to coaching, professionalism of coaching in this part of our country. Any program from the SBP to help us out in at least improving our coaching skills in Aklan. Of course, this is one of the for DepEd, but any other program from the SBP.
Ano bang region ninyo?
Region 6 po kami, sir.
So
Region
Region
6
6
po kami, sir.
is Iloilo, tama? Is Iloilo?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Iloilo yun, di ba?
Western
Iloilo,
Visayas, sir.
Bacolod, Iloilo, Bacolod, Bohol, tama ba yan?
Capiz, sir.
No, Capiz,
Capiz,
Enrique.
alright. Oh, yun, okay. Yeah, okay. Region 6, I will, kasi syempre nahinto eh. Because the region that is, the province that is holding your region is Iloilo eh. Nandun yung regional director ng SBP who is your meron ba kayong diyan? What do you call that? Provincial director? Meron kayong provincial director ng SBP diyan? Wala.
Actually, sir,
Yes, coach,
sir.
si Larry Briones.
Dapat si Larry Briones ang nagko-contact sa amin, 'di ba? Sa amin and region 6 kay kilala mo si Sir Robert Uy? Hindi. Anyway, dapat si Briones, who is the provincial director of the SBP, tama ba 'yon? Sir Ray?
Yes, coach. Yes, coach.
Ayun,
Yes.
Si Briones, what's his first name? Larry?
Larry,
sir.
yes, coach.
Okay.
Larry Briones.
Si Larry Briones should get in touch with me or the SBP because he wants to conduct a clinic, coaches clinic in Aklan. Yun ang first and foremost doon eh. But because syempre ano man tawag ron? Dapat how do you say ba? Kagaya nung sa Cebu, Cebu is our we went to Tacloban, pero we went to another city in Tacloban aside from Ormoc. We went to another. Nagtawid pa kami sa Kidapawan ba 'yon? Ano ba yung Kidapawan? Is that there? Or is it in Mindanao? Pero anyway, Sir Joseph, ang sinasabi ko is, Sir Neil, ang sinasabi ko that yung project, yung si Mr. Larry Briones should be the one to coordinate with the Samahan ng Basketball ng Pilipinas para makapunta kami dyan. Yun.
Yes,
Kasi
sir.
dalawa o tatlong beses na yata kami nagpunta ng Iloilo, which is part of Aklan. Siguro hindi lang na, di ba? How far is Aklan from Iloilo?
4
4
hours
hours drive, sir.
travel.
4 hours. And how many coaches do you think there are in Aklan? Sir Sperry, alam niyo yun. How many basketball coaches you think are in Aklan?
So far, madami naman, sir. If teacher coaches, madami naman siya. If i-include naman lahat ng Aklan coaches, madami siya, sir. But we don't know how are we going to do the process. Like, are we going to write a letter to Sir Larry? In that case, sir, if really wanted to have those.
You can write to Samahan ng Basketball ng Pilipinas. You can just like what Sir Ray did. Nag-contact lang siya sa akin. Ganun lang. Simple lang naman eh. And then we will just advise the regional director. Very simple lang naman. You can go direct to us.
Sir, actually, one thing siguro the need to do is first to organize the coaches association in Aklan. I understand there is no really organization of sort of coaches and in this part of in Aklan. So after siguro ma-organize yung mga coaches, then probably we can have that trainings para na siguro yun po yung isa. Going on, sir. Going on. Pwede ba akong magtanong sa mga...
Sige lang.
I would like just to hear your insights in your views of these things na kayo na rin yung nagsabi. I understand you're very decorated coach in PBA, and you've said that there are at least 3 na coaches where you find it na medyo nahihirapan kang of course you happen also beat them in some of the So you said that Coach Tim is very disciplined in his approach. Said Coach has many surprises, and his team has plays hard every time. And Coach Tang Qingling, he knows my thinking. I am
Tama.
just looking at it at this point of, ano ba, sir, coach, na kung coach ka, you also need to learn the other, di ba, coach, to
Tama.
try to, ano.
Yes.
So, besides of that two coach, sir, na I know talagang magagaling, I would like you to share kung ano bang mga insight nila, mga style nila na you think it's hard for you to, ano, tsaka tungkol kay Coach Sin, he knows my thinking. That means that kung kasama mong coach or probably pag matagal kayong halimbawa assistant coach mo, parang malalaman mo talaga yung way of ano nila. I understand this, sir, na I don't know, 'di ba? Parang nangyari yan kay sino ngayong coach ng ano na yon, ng may bricks na lumipat yung assistant niya, natalo sila sa first round pa lang, na defending champion siya. So, malaki bang ano, sir, ng isang assistant coach play the coach because the system malalaman niya?
Okay, yeah. Tama. Yeah, okay, I will answer yung kay Coach Tim. Why is si Coach Tim? Because si Coach Tim is si Coach Tim, ano siya, alam mo kung anong gagawin talaga niya. Alam mo talaga kasi gusto niya yung consistency. Alam niya Alam mo kung ano yung gagawin niya. Kaya lang pagdating sa series, magaling siya mag-adjust. Magaling siya mag-adjust sa series. Magpapalit talaga yun sa series. 5-game series, mag-adjust talaga siya. Doon mabigat kalaban si Coach Tim. Kasi kailangan one step ahead ka sa kanya. Pag hindi ka one step ahead sa kanya, hindi ka at naunahan ka, ang hirap mo nang habulin, ikaw na ngayon ang nag-a-adjust sa kanya. So, that is one. So, kailangan one step ahead para siya ang nag-a-adjust palagi sa'yo. Pag ikaw ang nag-a-adjust palagi sa kanya, one step ahead kasi mag-iiba siya na mag-iiba. Palagi mag-iiba siya. Pero kung naunahan ka na niya, ikaw na ihahabol sa kanya. Gusto mo, siya ang humahabol sa'yo. Ikaw adjust ka rin ng adjust. So, that's why it's hard to mahirap kalaro si Coach Tim sa series. Alright? Kaya ang dami na yung championship. Kasi ang championship series yan eh. 7-game series. So, ang hirap kalaban si Coach Tim. Doon siya magaling talaga sa series. Alright. Si Shot naman, si Itang Vincent, mag-assistant mo talaga. Ang tagal ko siya naging assistant eh. Assistant ko siya sa San Miguel. Assistant ko rin siya sa Ginebra. So, lahat ng prinsipyo ko sa laro, alam niya. Alright? Now, how do you... Kaya ako, secret ito eh. So ako, pag kalaban ko si Shot, hindi ako ang gumagawa ng game plan. Hindi ako. Papagawa ko yung game plan ko sa iba. Kasi alam ni Shot yung yung thinking ko eh. So, alam niya yung anong takbo ng utak ko, di ba? In terms of game planning, offensively or defensively. So, for a change, para hindi niya alam, iba ang pinagagawa. Iba ang pinapagawa ko ng game plan. Kasi ang tagal na namin magkasama, alam na niya yung thinking ko eh. Because if you notice, the former assistants of head coaches, sabi mo nga, Coach Neil, na natatalo, di ba? Kasi alam niya yung takbo eh. Alam na niya yung takbo, advantage na siya kasi hindi mo pa ginagawa, alam na niya. Di ba? Kasi hindi na scouting yun eh. Nandun siya mismo sa mga meeting nyo at saka game nyo, alam niya yung galaw-galaw mo. So malaking advantage nga yung isang assistant na kalaban yung dati niyang head coach. Yun. Kasi alam niya kung anong gagawin ni coach dito, alam niya eh. Anong gagawin ni coach dito, alam niya. So advantage na siya pag alam na niya yung galaw mo. Advantage na siya. Wala ka nang tinatago. So the only way to counter that is to ibahin mo yung mentality mo. Ibahin mo yung mentality mo pag siya ang kalaban mo or paggawa mo sa iba yung game plan para magulo rin siya. Yun.
Okay, so additional to that, sir, of course, coaches has really to develop his own style, mga game plans na yan, sir. Now, sir, in 1982, you are part of the National Consolidated Cement, CC yata. I think that was one of the great team of dahil natandaan ko na sina Ricardo Brown, sina Sir, what I'm really asking is about the principles in the insights or the game plan or the strategy of si Ron Jacobs, di ba? Si Ron Jacobs ang coach ng panahon nun.
Yeah.
Maaari mo bang ma-share, coach, kung ano yung mga ano niya na talagang medyo yun ang I think, no, sa ano ko lang na yun ang parang sikat na sikat talaga ng panahon na yun sa mga time na yun ang talunin natin yung China. I think Samboy Lim is part of that and I don't know kung ganun yun, sir.
Tama. Hindi alright, may nagtanong sa akin nung unang-una nung panahon na yun, 1980 something yun, 80 something, positionless basketball na noon because we were running a motion type of offense na medyo freelance with a little bit of structure, but you can decide on what to do. Just like in yung mga cuts off the ball, di ba? Nandyan yung cuts off the ball. Pwede mong gawin lahat yun. Decision mo na lang yun, di ba? Kung ano yung gusto mong gawin. Depende sa nangyayari sa court. So you are given the freedom to think and to react to what you are doing. Hindi siya dekahon. Yun, hindi siya dekahon. So pinababayaan ka mag-isip. So practice ka lang ng practice ng ganon until you perfect your, di ba, perfect, but until you improve your reads sa positionless basketball. Aside from that, syempre, very meticulous rules sa mga detalye ng laro, very meticulous siya, at saka anong tawag ron? How do you say, malapit siya sa mga players that are already matanong na yung mga player Oops, wait. Ayan, okay. Matanong na yung mga player, so he has a way of explaining the whys. Bakit ko pinagagawa yun? Bakit ko pinagagawa nito? So those little things importante doon sa basketball team, tsaka masaya. Hindi stricto siya pero mapagmahalin din sa player. So lumalabas sa laro.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that insight.
Thank you, Coach Joseph. Coach kayo? Saan kayo, Coach? Grade
Actually,
school,
sir,
high school?
yes, sir. Before, pero ngayon, sir, ang concern ko talaga ay nag-ano ng mga sport program na kung anong ma-improve namin ang sports sa Aklan, especially sa mga technical aspect. Po yung nag-ano. That's why yung hindi na po ako ngayon masyadong involved sa coach, but before medyo sa ano din ako more on technicality na po ako, sir, na ngayon na involved.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, Coach Joseph, sir. All right.
Thank you for that,
Thank you,
Sir.
Oh,
Thank you also
Sir
for that.
Spur.
Yes po.
Sir Sperry, a question.
Sir Ray, meron pong question, Coach.
Coach
Go,
Jong,
sir.
good morning again.
good morning. Yes, sorry.
Actually, this is going back to Sir Snell Nina about the coaches commission. I think, actually, Coach, I wrote a letter to Coach Mark Lano.
Si Mark, magkamag-anak ba kayo?
Magka-apelyido, magkakalala na kami. Bali sa ilo siya. Actually, nag-intend. Kung hindi lang na yung pandemic, Coach, may funded na para sa pagpunta nyo sana. Kasi may mga coach ang inilagay sa akin na I think 6 yata kayo nun. So hindi lang kasi natuloy because of the pandemic. Pero our local government unit, funded na sana, Coach, para ituloy na yon.
Okay.
Kaso nga lang, hindi natuloy because of the pandemic. And yung ano ko lang, kung tanong ko lang is, how is, yun ba yung chess commission? Kasi
Dati
may ano
commission,
sa
ngayon,
akin
ngayon
ni Sir Junard.
si Jonard, si Jonard.
Yes, yung coaches commission sana.
Coaches Academy. Academy yun. Si Jonard, tama.
Si Sir Junard kasi coach nag-ano sa akin na meron kaming mga ano ng association, coaches association dito sa Aklan para maano ng program ng SBP. So yun sana yung start coach na yung pagpunta mo dito na inalatag na it's almost done na para lang siguro pero hindi pa na ano ni Coach Mark because hindi pa kami nag-ano pero may date na sana yung coach kung hindi lang talaga na ano. Actually our local government is willing na to fund for that.
Okay.
At kasama yung accreditation sana coach.
Yes, accreditation. Kasama talaga yan when we go to the clinic if you want the accreditation clinic. Sige, pag gano'n na, pag pwede na ulit, di message ka na lang ulit pag pwede na.
Yes, coach. Siguro, yun na lang.
Alright. Thank you, Sir Ray. Meron na pala
I think si Sir Victor. Sir Victor, do you have a question? Yes, sir. Please unmute your audio. Hindi pa, sir. Please unmute. Just click the unmute button.
Okay na? Hello. Hello, Coach Jong.
Yes, Sir Victor. Yes.
Tandaan mo ha, October 1, open yung Boracay.
Oo nga, pupunta na ako.
Wag lang sanang mag-cross yung landas natin, Coach. Dalawa lang ang gusto kong ipabot sa iyo kasi ako kasi ay matagal akong referee sa provincial level at saka regional level.
Okay.
I was also twice nag-officiate sa palarong pambansa. Since SBP na ngayon ang recognized ng FIBA na officiating arm ng Pilipinas. Tama po ba, Coach?
Tama, yes.
Okay. Now, narinig ko kasi yung DepEd-Aklan. Pero kasi sa pagkakaalam ko, I have to be honest. Kasi si Larry Briones is my friend. 1 year ahead lang yan sa akin ng high school. Para kasing dapat siguro ma-oversee ito, Coach Jong, sa national, kung ano ang nangyayari dito sa local ng mga SBP referees.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Yun po yun ang ano yun. Kasi kapag kami sa DepEd, when we officiate, alam ni Rian, ay sanction po kami ng SBP. Kasi may nag-exist pa naman ng mga BAP na local. Pero regardless of affiliations of officiating, wala po yun. Pagdating ng DepEd competition, ay SBP po talaga ang ginagamit na official ng referees, among referees.
Okay.
So, why having said that? Because since na parang parang different colors kapag may mga local league. Either it is private league or DepEd na liga. Pag DepEd na liga, coach, ay teachers, referees naman yung nag-officiate dyan.
Alright.
Which saklaw ko naman yan.
Opo.
Yung sinil Carmen kanina kasi administrative sa technical namin yun. Yun ang katuwang namin ni Ma'am Rebecca kapag nag-prepare po kami ng provincial meet saka Western Visayas academic wherein Aklan now is getting stronger.
Okay, very good.
Aklan is getting stronger and we also produce good athletes na pinapirate nga lang ng taga-NCR.
Ganun talaga eh.
Now,
yeah.
Pangalawa po, narinig ko kanina yung mga prowess ng mga coach na although na-experience o nakikita din natin at nasusubaybayan. Gusto ko lang, coach, itanong sa iyo kasi you were once a coach ng Hinebra. At any remarks po sa coaching prowess ni Senator Robert Jaworski na isa sa mga legendary or icon ng basketball sa Pilipinas?
Magaling I've never been under si Senator
Robert.
Coach Senator. I've never been under. Pero pinapanood ko naman siya. At saka nung naglalaro pa siya, pinapanood ko rin naman siya, though I was a Crispa fan, but naglalaban sila, Toyota at saka Meralco noon. I think magaling siya mag-motivate as a basketball coach. Ang galing siya mag-motivate kasi nailalabas niya yung kagalingan ng mga player. I remember Gilbis Jean pa siya or Gordon's or something like that. Yung mga player niya noon, yes, magagaling pero ayaw ng mga ibang team, kinukuha niya. Pero gumagaling. I remember that one Maski si Baldavid, for example, Baldavid was hindi yata siya nakuha pero nakuha ni Coach Shani, napagaling niya si Baldavid. Marami siyang napapagaling na player na ayaw ng mga iba. In fact, nung lately na sina Rudy Distrito na syempre medyo naaayawan ng mga ibang team, di ba? No? Because of course, certain age or for whatever reason, kinuha ni Coach Shani.
Dante Gonzalgo, di ba?
Dante Gonzalo. Yung mga ganun. Doon ako
napa-champion niya pa.
Yes, doon ako believe kay Coach Shani. Napapalabas niya yung kagalingan ng isang player. Nagkakaroon ng kumpiyansa. At saka lumalaban talaga. Talagang fight kung fight. Laban kung laban. Maski na, kaya nga si Coach Shani ang nag-coin nung yung sumikat na never say die. Precisely because of his style of coaching. Kaya doon believe ako kay Coach Shani. Senator Coach Shani. Yes.
Okay. Last na lang, Coach.
Sige lang. Go
ahead. Kasi parang nasa battle cry ko rin kasi yan. Kasi bilang Division Sports Coordinator ng DepEd-Aklan, balik muna tayo doon sa SBP referees. Siguro, since na andito ka nila lang sa amin as one of our resource speakers at nabanggit na rin, I hope Ray is listening na dapat siguro kung all DepEd referees na ma-remotivate at saka ma-reorient under the umbrella of the SBP kasi yun naman ang officiating arm kapag nag-officiate po ng DepEd competitions.
Yeah.
Kasi po kung competition lang within the province ay mayroon pong mga non-DepEd na mga SBP. So iba po ang character at iba din po ang reception through here. So kami as the sports coordinator of the division, siguro imumungkahi ko yan, I hope Ray is listening na magkaroon po talaga ng panibagong to filter talaga ang officiating arm dito sa Aklan. Kasi may mga SBP na DepEd at saka may mga SBP na non-DepEd at iba po kasi ang pagkahubog, Coach.
Alright. So,
I hope you get my point.
Yeah, sorry. I want to Okay. Alright. Okay. Parehong SBP but there are two factions, kumbaga, di ba? SBP DepEd and SBP non-DepEd, kumbaga, di ba? But they're all under the SBP, tama?
O yan po, hindi lang ako sigurado, pero yun kasi ang mga, I have to be candid lang na, basta in short, kailangan lang po ma-overhaul.
Yeah.
Para, since you have a direct knowledge na alam ko rin yun na at saka, ma-overview yung status ng SBP Aklan. Kasi kapag may DepEd naman prior po ng competitions ng Wibra Region 6, ay mayroon naman kaming mga tinatawag na refresher course na conducted naman ng mga regional tournament managers namin. Ang binabanggit ko po kasi coaching will not prosper lalo na kung ang officiating din is hindi rin prosperous kasi masisira lang yung pangalan yung umbrella ng officiating arm. So having said this, para lang po hindi ito opinion o suggestion lang ito na kung may time pa, of course there is always time na ma-revisit ang status ng SBP sa Aklan regardless kung DepEd siya or non-DepEd.
Okay. I will have to talk to Ray about that one.
is alam ni Rhea.
Kung
Kung if by chance naman, sir, our coach, pwede rin sigurong sa DepEd din muna. Oo.
Yeah. I will talk to
Para magkaroon po ng unison or uniformity.
Kasi di ba DepEd si what is your association sa referee DepEd? Debra,
kami ako.
Debra.
Debra.
Ako.
Debra, di ba? Debra kayo, di ba? Kay Sir Edil, di ba?
Kilala ko si Sir Edil.
Debra kayo, yeah. Na SBP rin ang nagtuturo, di ba? Ang nagka-classify, yeah. All right, I got it.
Yes.
Sa module 1 pa lang.
Yeah, sige.
Coach, that's all, and
All right.
God bless you. Thank you for a part of this endeavor, lalo na sa mga host.
Thank you
See you
very
in
much.
Boracay.
Yes, see you in Boracay.
Basta hindi lang mag-cruise, ha?
Malapit na. Pag mag-clinic ako sa Aklan, tuloy na ako ng Boracay. Si Alvin, nandito pala eh. Alvin, diyan ka pala.
Oo. Of course. Sige, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Sir Victor. Thank you also for that, Coach Jong. So, teachers, are there any questions pa po?
Meron pa po.
Sige, tanong lang ng tanong. Alvin, kamusta ka?
Hi, Coach. Kamusta, Coach? Okay lang po.
Taga-Aklan ka ba? O
Yes po.
ka?
Produkto pa ko ng grassroots player ng Aklan, Coach. I am based here sa Manila na. I am coaching here in Manila.
Tama. All right.
Here's my question, Coach, para makatulong din sa mga fellow Aklanons ko. What would you suggest, lalo na sa mga aspiring at mga provincial coaches when it comes to offense and defense for grassroots level?
All right. When we are at 10 and under, pag 10 and under ang tinuturo natin, 10 and under, we do not teach any offense. All right? Remember, 10 and under, because there might be some 10 and under DepEd coaches or teachers that teach 10 and under. Wala munang offense, defense yan. Play lang. Play and more, what do you call this? Movement skills. Sorry. Movement skills ang tawag doon. All right. When you are 12 years old and below to 10, 12 and 10, you will only teach 2-on-2s and 3-on-3. 2-on-2 games and 3-on-3 games. No structured offense. 2-on-2. Wala pa ako sinasabing 5-on-5, ha? 2-on-2 and 3-on-3 games only. Wherein you pass and cut, maybe dribble a little bit, pass and cut, mga ganun lang. And then a little bit of layups and shooting, more fundamentals. All right? And spacing. Okay? So, when you reach 14 and 12, 14 to 12 years old, then you can teach some offense already. Some motion offense, like what I discussed here. Pass and cut, off the screen, curl, pop, yung mga padagdag lang kayo ng padagdag ng cuts. All right? When you are 14 to, and then, remember, when you are 10 to 8, no defense muna. Ano lang, hamo sila magdepensa. And then 12 to 10, then you will teach just a little bit of defense. A little bit lang. Wala muna talagang very structured defense. Basic principles of defense. You go to level 1, then you can teach that one. 14 to 12 defense, medyo increase na natin yung defensive awareness nila. But remember, we can increase our defensive awareness in 14 to 12 years old kasi 12 years old up to 8 years old, puro offense ang tinuturo niya. Puro offense. So now when you reach 14 and 12, pwede ka na mag-increase ng defense but still concentrate on your offensive fundamentals. Okay, now, in a general rule, what offense do you want to teach? Is always the positionless offense, meaning the motion offense. Yun. Yes, that is talaga dapat yun ang itinuturo ng lahat ng coaches sa grassroots. All right. I'm not saying that you cannot teach anything else. You can teach something else, but I want you to teach the motion offense. Then you can teach something else. Yun. Para siyempre, I want you to coach your own naman, di ba? Pero dapat alam ng player ang motion offense. If the player knows motion offense, he can adapt to any kind of offense. So, yun ang talagang suggestion ko in any clinic, alam mo yun, Alvin, and ano. Yun. So, motion offense. That's why every time my clinic is always motion offense. And I can say that I am very knowledgeable of motion offense because naglaro talaga ako ng motion offense. I really played it because under Coach Ron Jacobs, motion offense ang tinuro sa amin. And then when I coach high school, motion offense din ang tinuro ko nung high school. So it is, nasa ano ko na yun. Maski nananaginip ako, kaya kong ituro yun. Kasi talagang naka-ingrain sa utak ko yun talaga. So yun, what is the other question?
Defense naman, Coach. Ang pwede mo suggest?
Very simple defense, very basic. Help side, ball side, how to defend screens away from the ball, open up and slide through. First of all is one-on-one defense, help side, ball side, team defense, and defending screens off the ball and on the ball. Yun lang, very basic lang. That is why that is why the clinics are very important para malaman nila yung fundamental ng defense. Yes, that's why they should kasi again, alam mo yun, and Coach Perry, more ang pagdating sa province, more so na kayo di ba? Am I
Yes, Coach.
Yes po.
We are trying to take that out really because it does not help the player in his offensive or defensive skills. Hindi nakakatulong yun. And it is more detrimental. Imbis na nakaka-produce kayo ng mas magaling na player, hindi nakaka-produce ng mas magaling na player pag palagi tayong nasa zona. Up to 16 years old. After 16 years old, then maybe. Yes. Pero 16 and below, talaga zero zone. Yun.
So pick one, coach. Dating man-to-man yung defense.
Palaging man-to-man, yes. That is why the tournaments, assuming, I hope, I really knock on wood, that if SBP is able to accredit or do tournaments unaccredited, that is the rule that we will put. And it is good for the sport. No zone. And it teaches the coaches to also teach man-to-man. Diba? Kasi think about this one. Think about this coaches. Coach Perry, Alvin is already in Manila. If your player becomes good in Aklan and goes to Manila and Manila plays man-to-man, anong gagawin ng player? He does not a single man-to-man defense. Mahihirapan. Ganun na nangyayari talaga. Yes. Mahihirapan talaga. Maliligaw yun. And then he does not know what offense to run kasi ang tinatakbo nilang offense sa province and the grassroots is zone offense. Pero dito bihira ang zona. Bihira talaga ang zona. Yeah. So that is a very good question that I hope I can answer the best way I can.
That is also a great
eye-opener.
Thank you for that, Sir Alvin. That is really a great eye-opener for our coaches.
Yes, see you soon.
Sir Ray. Sir Ray. Do you have anything to say, Sir Ray? Ask question pa, Sir Ray.
Perry. Ako, Perry.
Sir.
Perry ako.
Yes, sino? Joseph Neal or Sir Ray? Sino?
Ray, ako muna.
Sir Neil. Yes po.
Okay, actually, sir, that's one of the things that I would like to hear. I'm glad that you brought it out. Actually, we have some problem in management because we're bound by the rule, especially di kasi pinagbabawal talaga yung pero to really have a more fun sports basketball activity, we really need to adjust our game management and maybe take some part na allowed sa FIBA and adjust it to a more exciting game, no? So siguro isang magandang ano. But sir, are we not violating any ano from the FIBA if we say we put it on our local sports ano activity na walang ganon? Siyempre bago yung mga coaches na say for example game zone defense.
So, walang zone defense. Sige, in fact, Coach Neil, ang ini-encourage ng FIBA is no zone talaga eh. Yun ang ini-encourage ng FIBA. No zone defense talaga sa mga bata. Hindi galing sa akin yung no zone defense. Yun lang yung developmental process ng FIBA na sinusunod din ng SBP as a program. Pero wala naman tournament kasi yung SBP. So hindi namin mandate yun. But if SBP has a tournament, then we can mandate that. Actually, ang Milo Pasarel, walang zona yata yung Milo Pasarel if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. I think that's one good adjustment na magagawa namin sa mga tournaments sa DepEd. But sir, another thing, you said kanina kasi na mayroon kasing specific na mga drills na doon sa mga specific age group. But of course, in our case sa DepEd, we have our school sports starting at 12 years old. So sometimes coaches is introducing game plans at mga ano-anong mga ano sa age na yun. So I don't know how we can make it congruent to the program of sports.
All right, we are okay. We are in the process. We are in the process with with Coach Louis Gonzalez in the process of coming up with a how do you say manual, a basic manual for different ages that hopefully everybody can follow. Yun. Hopefully.
That means changing also our school sports. I understand because of course.
Well, I don't know about. I cannot answer that now because it has to have the buy-in. We can come up with a manual, diba? We can come up with a manual, but the buy-in of the DepEd or the CHED or DepEd is a different story. That's why we have to convince to use the.
But I understand, sir. I understand SBP is the one who oversees the sports program of DepEd also because DepEd Palaro is also under the supervision of yung sports councils, yung mga national sports associations.
Yes.
So I think in basketball SBP is the one who is overseeing the program of DepEd. So probably your point of view will be very much appreciated kung makapagbigay kayo ng opinion tungkol sa mga anong ito.
Soon. We have to come up with a manual first. Kasi, okay, tama ka, 12 eh. Pero, nga daw, yung sports galing 12. Pero hindi ibig sabihin yung skill nila is baka ang skill level nila is 10-year-old, di ba? Parang ganun eh.
Kaya nga, sir.
So talagang mag-a-adjust lang tayo doon. Yes. Even if you are 12 years old, your skill might be 10 years old, doon muna tayo sa 10-year-old skill. Pero mas mabilis sila makaka-pick up.
Isa nga to, sir, sa mga problema din namin in conference sa mga coaches sa regional level. We come up in some with the NSAs. May mga sports kasi kami na para bang rather than do good sa mga bata na they start at 10, 11 competing in their na yung mga trainer or mga coaches nila talagang hinatak sila ng hinatak nang nasa level na sila na mga sa 21 were supposed to be parang na wear and tear na yung kanilang mga kaya parang sana yung mga NSAs will come up with a better mga ganito para mag-guide talaga kung anong tamang gawin sa mga. But for now we have that program. So 12 years old actually for our grade 6 we also we are now giving them the full concept of basketball in playing them in the pool, ano ng ganun. So parang yun yung mga misgiving ko sir, mga paningin ko medyo kailangan correct na DepEd. At hopefully yung NSAs will help us on this.
Yeah, hopefully. Kasi ano ka nga, nabanggit mo yung wear and tear. Kasi every age level, you can only spend a certain number of hours in a sport. Kumbaga.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So kaya that's why you're avoiding burnout and wear and tear. Kasi minsan nasasagad na yung player, di ba? So
yes,
may ano dyan, may guideline dyan. How many hours you can spend only pag 10, kaya daw 8 to 10 years old. Ito ang dapat ang oras mo sa player para hindi masyadong mapagod or ma-wear and tear eventually kasi bata pa naman eh. Yun. So kasama 'yon sa kasama 'yon. Hopefully we can improve it. Hopefully.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate Coach Neil's inputs. I appreciate Coach Neil's inputs. It gives me being the head of the Coaches Academy, yung mga input na yun, malaking sa akin yun eh. It is a good eye-opener kasi hindi ko naman alam lahat nangyayari sa grassroots eh, di ba? So it's a good eye-opener for me to hear.
Yeah, thank you Sir Neil for that. Meron ng pagkakaabalahan si Coach Jong. So, dadagdag sa pwede niyang ibigay sa atin. So other coaches, do you have any questions? Sir.
Coach Jong.
Yes.
Sige, Father Shawi mo na, Coach.
Father Shawi.
Sige.
Ako na, sir. Good morning, Coach Jong.
Yes. Si Father?
Opo, I'm Father Oliva. Nag-coach po ako ng basketball dito sa school ko. Since we were talking about basic skills, basic development, we know that there are a lot of things that happen on the court that are not on the textbook. Na wala talaga sa textbook na ginagawa ng players or tinuturo din ng coach na hindi nakikita ng referee, hindi tinatawagan ng referee, although the principles of the referees are as long as there's an advantage. But my principle is as long as they cannot see it, it cannot be called. So maybe hindi naman siguro to ethical issue for me. Kasi as long as tinuturo ko sa mga bata is, as long as hindi ka nananakit, hindi ka, I don't know if this is daya, but we call it gulang by experience. So, pwede naman siguro, tinatanong ko lang po yung idea nyo kung as a coach, as a trainer, para din sa ibang mga coaches na pwede bang tumuro or okay lang tumuro sa mga bata na beyond textbook na kasi yung principle ko, coach, is sinasabi ko sa mga bata, always play for your advantage. Kasi hindi naman tayo pares-parehas eh. Kasi kung if you will not play for your advantage, kasi para sa akin, basketball is not fair. Kasi if it is fair, sana pareho lang tayong tangkad, pareho tayong mabilis tumakbo, pareho tayong shooter, pareho tayong magaling mag-dribble. Eh hindi eh. So basketball is not fair para sa akin. So you have to play for your advantage. So tinuturo ko sa mga bata, some are beyond textbook. Yung by experience that the refs don't call it, but you play for your advantage. So, tanong ko lang po kung hindi naman siguro, kung tinuturo niyo din po ba yun sa mga players niyo for your advantage?
All right. In a way, Father, you are correct. No, we also teach what is in the textbook is the basics of the basketball game. What you can and actually what you can and cannot do, di ba? Ganun yung textbook basketball. That's why they're just called guidelines. No? But there are how do you say? There are facets in the game that are not in the textbook that can be taught by the coaches that will give the player or his team an advantage against the other team. I don't think there is anything wrong because you are finding an advantage. Like just as long as it is in the context of the rule, di ba? At context of the rule, and you are hindi ka naman nananakit, you are just trying to find an advantage, di ba? Like for example, let's just say for example, when we are international, we can example lang, no, we can grab a little bit eh. Pwede kang, if your man is if your man is opposite the ball, and then he is coming off the pick, before he comes off the pick, you can grab a little bit eh. Mag-grab konting-konti lang to delay that movement. You can do that one eh. So unless they change the rule, but sometimes you can do that one. So we teach that a little bit because it is part of the technique. It is part of the technique that we are teaching. Or, for example, when he is cutting to the basket, is to use your forearm to bump him a little bit to delay his movement, which is not in the book, but it is your experience in playing and watching games that you can do this one. So, ganon. But it is not to hurt. It is just to give some advantage for the offense or for the defense, for that matter. Yun lang, Father. Anyway, it's not, di naman tayo nagtuturo, sikuhin mo sa bibig or sikuhin mo sa, di ba? It's not, di ba? It is part of the game.
Manakit.
Bawal manakit, yes. Bawal to intentionally hurt. Yes, that is the kumbaga yung guideline doon. So you're correct, or you're positioning in the positioning yung ganon. So that is part of basketball. Pero that's correct, Father. You can, yes, you can.
Thank you for that question.
But
Father.
you have to confess after.
Doon galing mo gaturo, Padre. So now we have the idea of what Father Shawi is teaching his players. Thank you for that confirmation.
Now you know what Father is teaching. No?
We can use that as our advantage too. Thank you for that, Father, and thank you, Coach Jong. Meron pa, Sir Ray, I think you have a question earlier. Sir Ray?
Yes, Per. Coach Jong, when we were watching the NBTC in MOA, we saw that the players, the defense is more on trap or more on man-to-man. And coaches, nakasama ko doon, sabi ko, why not i-adapt natin yung man-to-man? Lahat ng laro is man-to-man. And I am planning, Coach, since I am the tournament manager of the DepEd-Aklan, na ilagay ko yun sa ground rules na no zone or pwedeng mag-zone sa last 2 minutes or sa late part of the game. Pwede kaya yun, Coach? Pero bababa kami sa lower level meet magsa-start. Kasi yung meet namin, Coach, is nagsisimula inter-school, then provincial, doon na, Aklan na yun. Pero siguro with the permission of our athletic manager and our division sports coordinator and the assistant athletic manager, so kung i-allow nila ako na ilalagay ko yun sa ground rules na no zone tayo in the earlier part, pwedeng mag-zone sa fourth quarter in the last 5 minutes, and there is a corresponding sanction pag nag-zone sila in the early part.
All right. Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, remember. Okay. Hindi ko na-discuss. All right. Okay. When you implement the no zone rule, okay, even the last 5 minutes, basta when you implement the no zone rules, kailangan alam ng marunong magbasa yung referee kung nagsosona yung depensa o hindi. And these referees will have to undergo training. Again, may training yan eh. Paano hahanapin kung paano yung maghanap ng zona sa what do you call that? Sa tournament. Okay, for example, you want to go man to man, no man. There is no switching. You cannot switch. So that is one rule in man to man. Kasi pag nag-switching ka, para ka rin nakasona. So it's just not, hindi lang sinasalpak na no zone rule. Man to man, and then may mga certain number of certain rules that will be implemented. No switching, no staying in the paint. Kumbaga parang ganun lumalabas 'yon. But yes, you can implement that one if kung papayagan. What is the ilang years old yung mga tournament niyo? 10, 12, 14, 16, ganun?
12 at 18, sir. Dalawang category lang. 12 under.
12 tsaka 18, yes.
Elementary
18.
and
Okay.
secondary.
Yung sa 18, pwede ka na mag-zona kasi ano yan eh. Hirap na nun eh. Well, actually, yeah. Kung dalawa lang 12 and under. Hanggang 10 lang ha. 12 to 10 lang ha. 12 to 10 years old lang ha. 12 to 10 years old. And then 18 and what? 16 to 18 or pati 15, ganon.
Merong 14 to 17 yata yan, coach. 14 to 17. Ganun.
14 to 17. Okay. So yung 14 years old, naglalaro sa 17 years old, ganon?
Yes, sir.
Meron kasi depende kasi yung pag high school na siya, coach, pwede na siya maglaro sa secondary regardless kung ano yung edad niya, basta pagka nakatungtong na siya ng high school, malaking bulas, pwede na siyang maglaro. Pwede siya. Meron mga 13 years old, pwede na yan eh. If kaya na yung mag-compete
May
sa...
meron kayong gap, no? Punuin niyo yung gap na yun, no? Laki na, kasi you have 12 to 18, ang laki ng gap eh. Kasi dapat ang age, yan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
May 14 to,
I think, sir, sir, you're in the best position to tell that to, kasi sir, sumusunod lang kami sa national, Actually, our program before is 12 to 16. Until we have the senior high school, it was adjusted to 18. So parang malayo nang masyado. Yung mga 15 years old competing to 18 years old, parang hindi na, I find it medyo hindi na. No? So, on my point of view nga, maganda sana kung may 15 pa eh, at saka 18. Tsaka yung 12, if possible, will not make it as, para bang ganun naka-competitive. As much as possible, parang maybe we can have some program na parang simula siya. And hopefully, it starts from the top. Kasi yung national DepEd, sir, sila lang naman nag-ano ng program at binibigay lang sa amin. But what I've seen is, ganun nga, parang may problema talaga sa age grouping. Kasi yung mga 15 years old sa 18, kahit magaling siya, talagang masasaktan siya. No? Medyo iba yung
Tama. Well, we'll try to fix that one. It's hard to fix now ang layo ng gap kasi. So
kaya nga sir.
May iwanan. So
and sir, sir na gusto ko ma-clarify sa pagpo-point mo ba sa proposal ni Sir Ray na mawala yung zone defense. I think it's easily said than done kasi nga mayroon pa lang mga technicalities. Of course, we have to train our referees, no? So sa tingin niyo sir, ano yung mas madaling i-implement, yung mawala yung zone o mag-man to man? Kasi parang gano'n na rin yun eh. Kung mag-man to man lang.
Man to man na lang. Just implement only man to man defense. Mas madali.
Kaya nga para susunod na lang sila sa defense sa yung defense susunod na lang sa offense na kasi kung minsan nag-ano din ng offense na parang naka-zone sila, inaano nila sa zone nila yung parang zone yung prepare nila ng offense, di ba? So man to man na lang para bahala na silang
man to man na lang.
Pero narinig ko sir kanina sabi mo without switching. Paano 'yun?
May illegal defense pag nagkona. Sorry.
shall we defeat the purpose of, say, cut and
Dali.
go, ganun, kung walang switching? Anong, ano, sir?
Dali.
Coach?
Napuputol. Ako ba napuputol?
Okay na, Coach. Okay na. Okay na po ulit. Hello, Coach?
Hey. Yeah, ako ba napuputol?
Okay. Pero okay na nga po. Okay na po ngayon.
Okay. What was the question again?
Sabi mo kasi kanina, sir, na pwedeng mag man to man pero walang switch para talagang susundin niya yung ano, di ba? So ang ano ko lang, pwede sigurong ganun, pero of course we're also training our athletes sa mga cut and screen and go, mga ganyan, di ba? So maybe we will defeat the purpose with that kind of rules. Ano kaya yung mas maigi na ano na man to man lang as long na mayroong bawat tao walang naiiwanan. Pwedeng gano'n?
Basta may tao kang katapat. Para simple lang muna. Basta may tao kang katapat, yun. And then just do not allow switching even on the screen. Find a way. Parang gano'n, no switching para ano, kasi pag inallow mo yung switching, parang nakasona na rin yun halos eh. So, that is one, yun lang, no switching, period. Man to man, no switching. Even if they are screen. Because there is a way naman to get through the screen without switching.
So, para kung pabilisan na yan, kung mabilis talaga yung ano, maiiwanan niya yung ano. Pero pwede mag-double.
Pwedeng tumulong. Pwede mag-help. You can help. Pwede mong tulungan yung kakampi mo.
Pero primarily, kung sino talaga yung tao niya, yun talaga yung susundin niya.
Yun talaga, yes. Yun talaga ang sasaluhin niya.
Pero mas madali siguro sa referee yun kaysa magbantay siya kung nakasona or hindi.
Tama ka. We are making it easy also for the referee na konti, kasi masisira yung laro kung puro, di ba?
Oo, titingnan niya pa kung nakasona. Tama po, sir.
Tama. So, yun yung simpleng rules lang. Tapos makakalaro pa yung bata. Anyway, that is only up to 14 years old. After that, ano na, iba ng ano yun, di ba?
Okay, thank you for that insight, sir. Probably we can talk with Sir Ray and the rest of Aklan to change
Yes.
To improve this ano. Okay.
Tama.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir Neil. Thank you, Sir Ray, for that. So that our coaches will be also aware on how to prepare and how to teach their players from now on.
Maganda ang kwentuhan. Maganda ang kwentuhan.
Kaya nga,
Spiri.
Sir Victor.
Don't worry.
Yes, go.
Don't worry.
Sir, pwede?
Sorry. Sandali lang to, Spiri. Sir.
First.
Sino mauna?
Victor. Sige, Sir Victor.
Okay. Relative sa proposal ni Ray, walang problema doon. Ang problema lang kasi yan, kapag i-apply natin, i-adapt natin sa Aklan, hindi tayo hindi natin sa ibang region. Kasi ang magde-decide nito ay ang school sports division sa national. Maingay. So, kailangan sandali. Walang problema doon. If Aklan will prepare for that system, and then na-practice na natin, here comes we will be competing in the region. So hindi tayo pwedeng magdikta doon sa ibang region na bakit gumagamit kayo ng zona, ay wala yan. So that's maybe applicable in our division. Ang worry ko, I am not contradicting on that. Ang worry ko lang is, kailangan kasi kami mga sports division officer, mag-ano pa yan, magko-convince sa region, din dadalhin doon sa school sports division unit ng Department of Education na sila po ang nagde-decide kung i-adapt ba yan o hindi, coach. So yun ang tinitingnan, ang nakikita kong technicalities. Kasi parang dinidiffer mo yung mga tactical na coaches to have that as their strategy. Kasi wala namang mandate doon sa itaas. Only tinitingnan ni Ray na yun posibleng i-adapt sa Aklan. Pero ako personally, personal ko lang ito, Nel, Anjem, Mama Libika, personal ko lang ito. Hindi ko personal matiyak kasi it will be brought up doon sa itaas ito. Kasi mayroon pa kasing regional, level, at saka national, yung school sports division unit doon. For example, Aklan will have this done at parang nakapater lang Aklan, although elementary players, secondary, ayun ang pinapractice. Tapos nakita natin ang Iloilo Negros, hindi sila gumagamit because they are not adapting it. Hindi natin, we cannot dictate the tempo. Why are you doing that? So it has to be, first, be mandated nationally. Walang ito Ray, tama, okay naman yun para magkaroon tayo ng advancement. Pero ang nakikita ko ay it will, parang dadaan tayo nito sa malawakang pagpapaliwanag kung i-adapt din na ibang region yan or either in the palaro. Kasi ang palaro board, yun ang magde-decide kung ano ang ano. Kasi kapag i-inhibit natin ang isang team na to avoid zone, kasi may mga coach Jong na very tactical sila at gumagamit sila ng mga style nila. So parang dinideprive natin yung coach na yun ang kanilang winning menu, winning masterpiece nila yun. Parang yun lang. That's how I foresee. I hope I will not be misunderstood by my colleagues.
Si Sir Victor has a point also naman because the adaptation of the man-to-man is because your DepEd has to be in a national scale, no? But if you have your own tournament in Aklan, assuming
okay, it's not a problem.
If you have your own tournament as grassroots tournament, then you can implement the man-to-man in your grassroots tournament, but not as a DepEd tournament because it will it will be counterproductive rather than productive, kumbaga. Pero kung may sarili kayong tournament in Aklan that want to implement that one, na man-to-man lang, pwede naman for grassroots development.
Within Aklan lang, coach, no problem. Baka kasi ako dumating doon na no problem.
All right. So, tama nga naman. Yes.
Thank you for that, Sir Victor. At least there is clarification also.
Yes.
Father Shawi.
Hello, Coach, again.
Yes,
May
Father.
tanong po ako.
Okay.
More on details sa game. Isang aspect po yung psychological aspect ng laro. Kasi para sa amin coaches, how to handle it during the game. Yung during the game na nakita namin na intimidated yung mga players namin, as well as nakita namin yung takbo ng laro na physical, highly physical. So yung mga bata, nakita namin na maybe takot na, intimidated. Can you give us some insights for that in handling those kind of situations? Kasi it's an important aspect of the game, yung psychological game with regards sa basic and details of the game po.
Yeah, well, sorry because I've never had a team that was intimidated. You know, even when I was coaching high school, I never had a team that was intimidated, and I am figuring out why I did. Even the PBA or even in Gilas, we never had a team that was intimidated. Even if the kalaban na tinambakan kami or but never intimidated, and I'm figuring out why. I'm figuring out why, because that's a good question. I think it's because of the way we handle practice and what we tell our players day in and day out, that to keep on keep on playing, keep on fighting, play hard, play this, play that, regardless of the score. Keep playing hard, regardless of the score. Keep competing. Yan, we use the word a lot of we use the word to compete a lot. Compete, compete, compete. Play hard, play hard. And it doesn't matter what the score is. We keep competing. It doesn't matter what is happening in the court. Laban lang tayo. And then yun. And I think that psychological motivation, yung mental framework, mental framework and mental toughness that you keep telling them every day will carry on, and they will never be intimidated. No matter, they might be overpowered, but they will not be intimidated. They will just keep playing and playing hard. Yun. I think that is why I never experienced teams that were intimidated by the other opponents. Kasi yung medyo nasa psych mo yung brain nila na laban lang tayo, I think. No?
So sa practice pa lang, coach, sa practice pa lang.
Yes, practice pa lang. I-mindset mo na sila. It is talking about mindset. We had a webinar with the women's coach of Japan, Coach Tom Hobase, and Japan is though Japan became a competitive country in terms of women's basketball, and I was talking to him, and he is such a advocate of mindset. Laro pala, practice pa lang, mindset na. So doon mo na bobombahin yung father. The mindset of the player, the psyche of the player sa practice pa lang. And you should see the Japanese players practice. Unang-una, paano sila mag-practice? Hard palagi. Hard. And then second, you should see the way they play. It doesn't matter kung ang lilit ng mga Hapon ang mga kalaban nila sa World Cup, ang lalaki, pero they're never intimidated. They might lose, but they will never be intimidated. Lalaban talaga sila. And it is all mindset.
So follow-up question dyan, coach. That's for our training for our players. How about us as a coach when during the game, halimbawa pa coach, hindi ka sanay sa nakita mo yung laro na rough, how are we going to approach it? How are we going to approach our players? Gumanti ka ba? O ano?
I never encouraged our players to retaliate, kumbaga, to retaliate. But I never also how do you say? But I do not have my players back down. Di ba? Huwag kang uurong. Di ba? But I do not encourage them na tirahin mo. Walang ganon. Pero do not back down. You stand your ground. Di ba? Lumaban tayo. Di ba? Parang ganon. So, you do not encourage them to hurt, but you do not tell them also na to back down, because when you're backing down, then wala na yung mindset sa'yo. Your mindset wala na. Kaya mindset yan. That's why if you keep on mindset, lalaban at lalaban yan. They will lalaban. They will compete regardless of what is happening. They will compete. That is why yun.
Thank you, coach.
Yes.
Thank you, Father Shawi. So I think we will entertain last one questions because we over time. Meron pa po bang question before we finally conclude this webinar? So So I think we would like to recognize the presence of the representative coaches of Melchor Memorial High School, Sir Sumbilon, also Sir Jess Montilla of APC. Hello, sir. Thank you for attending this webinar. Also, other coaches from different towns of Aklan, thank you for being with us. Not only DepEd teachers. So we welcome all coaches now. So I think there are no questions anymore. Tingnan ko muna yung chat box. Oh, wala naman, coach. Sir Ray, do you have any parting message before we conclude?
Okay, Sir Spare, thank you. Coach Jong, thank you so much for being with us today. This is a very productive and successful webinar so far. No? So with that, again, from the bottom of our heart, thank you so much, Coach Jong.
Maraming salamat rin, Sir Ray, and it was my pleasure. Thank you, Spere, Coach Victor, everybody in Aklan. And I hope that one of these days when we are all back to normal, I can visit Aklan and have a coach's clinic. And rest assured that Sir Ray and I will be in touch with each other so that we can do some programs for Aklan.
So we will look forward onto that,
Coach.
Sir Joseph or Coach Jong. So may I request all the teachers to please turn on our video cameras for our picture taking for our remembrance from Coach Jong. Sir Lance, Sir Dio. Okay. Teachers, 1, 2. Okay. Thank you very much to all those who attended. This is really a successful webinar, facilitated and conducted by Sir Ray Emmanuel Solano. Thank you very much and congratulations. Thank you also from our school heads, Ma'am Rebecca, Sir Victor, Sir Neil, Sir Jim Iban, who is really present in the webinar series. So thank you also for our Dr. Aposin, our Sir Jude, and our principal, Ma'am Telma Suchoco, for permitting us to have this or to attend this webinar. So once again, in learning, we continue in teaching, in coaching, we are continue learning. And despite of our hectic schedules, we always find ourselves time to improve our coaching development and skills. So once again, thank you for this 5 series of webinars, Sir Ray, and congratulations for your job well done. This is
Congratulations, Sir
Ray,
Ray.
your host for today from National High School.
Thank you, Coach
Thank
Jong.
you very much. Coach Jong, thank you very much.
Coach Jong. Congratulations sa
Thank
inyo.
you, Coach Jong.
See you.
Thank you, Father Shawi.
Si Ma'am Vic, basi may hambal.
Thank you, Coach.
Si Ma'am Vic.
Coach Valeriano, see you.
Coach Jong,
Some other time, talk about it.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
See you soon, Coach. Level 2.0.
Level. Matagal pa.